Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're jumping down into the world of Ethereum, taking a look at what's been going on most recently with the price action and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now, if you have not yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check that out today? And of course, in the description down below, you'll find links to our Patreon services where we offer a lot more for our Patreon members via Discord. Everything from AMAs twice weekly, trading, project reviews, buying and selling and staking alerts from Chris and myself, and a whole host of additional other benefits as well. We also have a link in the description below to the new Cheeky podcast, a fantastic way of staying up to date with absolutely everything crypto on your daily commute. Why not check that out as well if that is your bag? Okay, let's waste no more time though. Let's jump on right down into this, right? So here we have Ethereum paired up with USDT on the hourly chart, and Binance is the data source. Now, following on from yesterday, there isn't actually too much more to really note. So I'm going to try to keep this analysis really brief and give you exactly what you think you're going to need for what I think is going to happen in the next kind of 24 hours. But I don't expect it to be terribly too much. Now, as I kind of zoom in on this, actually before I do that, I just want to kind of acknowledge the macro view here for a sec. Okay, so we are in this kind of third wave coming down, finishing that. If I pull this up into a 4-hour, actually makes it a little bit easier. So running up from the all-time high, we have a wave 1 drop. We then have a bounce for a wave 2. We pull back down into a wave 3 low, and now we're bouncing in the wave 4. Now, it's possible that we've started already our descent into the final fifth wave. We have not yet crossed $1,280, which basically would confirm that we're in wave 4 still. But, you know, I think that is coming. I do think we're going to push up above there today. So, you know, I'm just going to run on the premise that we're still in wave 4. Okay, wave 4 I estimate to finish at about $1,450. Based on all of the recent moves. Okay, now if we take a look at the bounce from the bottom of wave 1, which if I can grab it down here up to about here, it was a move of about 65%. And if we complete this pattern from our low end up to about here, it's about 64%. So it's very much a very similar move of what happened in wave 2. So nothing too glamorous. Now, to prevent us from falling down into the new lower lows for Ethereum, the price would have to be $2,159.01 or higher. Okay, essentially the price of this wave 4 would have to go past this yellow line just here. And I think there's an incredibly low chance of that happening anytime soon. So I would expect downside to happen before we just just kind of surged up to $2,159. So we should bear in mind that there's a high probability of a move to the downside. Okay, that's the most probable scenario here. However, we've got a little bit of room to the upside first, and that's what I want to talk about in this particular video. So let's jump back down into our hourly, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this up and zoom in now on this correction here, okay, because I'm focusing in on this particular C wave, and what we want to do is we want to understand, you know, where we think this is likely to go. Now, there's a lot of overlap in here, a lot of very frustrated moves that fail to make all too much sense. So I'm looking at this not necessarily as a 5-wave structure. I know that a lot of people are feeling that this is very impulsive in the way that it's going, and you know, it's hard to argue with that. I think there's definitely something happening down here at this low point. So it could be a 3-3-5 structure going up, but that has a limited amount of upside. So you know, I wouldn't be overly too confident on coming all the way up to 1,450 on that premise. But we should watch out for the momentum indicators, see how the market changes and adapts. Now, if I throw the volume on here, and I actually go ahead and take a look at the volume up here for a sec, and we can see that this volume is actually decreasing. It's been decreasing since the 7th, and it's decreasing quite a bit. So specifically, as we've kind of started to push up ever so slightly higher, there was actually pockets of selling volume here. We can see that actually the selling volume increasing, but the purchase volume is decreasing. It's basically creating this little wedge-shaped pattern. So, you know, I still think we're going to have a bit of a break to the upside, but we should be very cautious. So as I go ahead and just throw this on here, if I grab this high and I push this down, and I grab hold of this low point just here as well, we can see that we end up with this triangular shaped wedge, and this is a typical kind of wave 4 kind of thing that would happen. So if I was to look at this and I say, okay, well, here's a clear impulsive structured up, a good wave down, a good surge up, a good move down that has not crossed wave 1, then we should look to surge up ever so slightly higher. And if I take hold of the high and the low here, we can estimate that this particular 5th wave would end somewhere inside this little yellow box here. Okay, this basically is 1,296 to 1,330. So a little bit off that $1,450 high. So looking at it from a 5-wave structure at that point, it's not looking overly confident. Of course, it could be possible that all of this is just a wave 3, meaning that what we've actually then got is this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, this becomes our wave 3. We then cool back a little bit and we come up ever so slightly higher. This would then actually finish a macro 335, basically from this side over here. So our A is a 3-wave move, our B is a 3-wave move, and then our C is an entire 5-wave move, rather than our C being a 335 correction. So, you know, I think that's also a possibility that could help get us closer, but it's too early to know for certain whether or not that is actually something that we are going to be experiencing. Now, if I do take this high point over here and I take this low point over this side, I do think we meet the requirements for this move. Yeah, we quite easily hit the requirements for it. So I think it's just a matter of seeing whether or not we're going to pull back into a 4th wave down, then go up into that final 5th wave much higher. So again, a little bit of speculation there, and a slightly, you know, 1 degree higher than what we've just mapped out here on this smaller time frame. So keep that in mind. I do think there's a surge coming to the upside here. Now, if we can take a look at our hourly stochastic, you can see that we're going to be moving up a little bit. On the 4 hourly, got to move up. It's completely oversold right now. And on the 8 hourly, we're overbought, and the daily, we're overbought. So we are talking about minor movement to the upside here, some kind of correction, and then one more surge possibly. But again, that's no guarantee. It could just be a 335 where we finish this out somewhere between 1,296 and 1,330. Finish the move there and then pull back down. But we'll have to kind of analyze if it's a 4th wave down, or you know, we're actually starting our 5th wave descent on the macro scale at that stage. One of the things that I'm confident on at the moment is actually pushing up a little bit in line with the rest of the crypto space. I think Bitcoin is also going to push up a little bit here as well. You know, I just want to kind of talk about lots of other people kind of talking about the Adam and Eve pattern as well, and I don't think that's obviously something that is valid either. So check out my Bitcoin video. I go through why you know, that is the case, why we're not seeing Adam and Eve and all that kind of stuff. But instead, there are still surges to the upside. I just think we should, you know, stick to what's actually possible based on how these things actually work. There are rules set out for each pattern or theory, in the case of Elliott wave theory, and we must follow those rules, whether they fit the analysis or not. If it doesn't fit the analysis, then you're going to have to come up with you know, what the data is actually suggesting to you. And in my opinion, this is what I see for Ethereum. I see a slight push up higher. And then, of course, I do see some downside price action at the moment. Based on a $1,450 high point, we are talking about $648, sorry, and $783 on the lower side of the spectrum. So essentially, you know, we are looking for a slight push up higher. But we're getting very, very close to finishing it. And basically, then we're looking at a pretty decent kind of correction to the downside to be had, where you can do a fantastic amount of accumulation, in my opinion. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. As I said, it was a brief technical analysis here on Ethereum. Not much has changed really from yesterday. So if you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.